I'm really proud of the team that built the Mass Effect franchise. I think we've had an amazing run, and the best is yet to come with Mass Effect 3 and take it on from there. And I think the team has done some amazing things, and we've responded to the fan feedback. So Mass Effect 2, a lot of that came directly as a result of listening to the fans and trying to address the comments they had to make the game even better. And we're going to take all that feedback in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 1 and apply that to Mass Effect 3. So I think the fans are in for a great experience, and I think the best is yet to come.
Casey had a very clear vision of what he wanted to build. I think from a gameplay perspective, like the cores remain the same, but we've been able to build on it, and then we take it different directions. I think it's whenever we build, like I think when we started the trilogy and the concept of it, we really just had a story arc and a type of gameplay we wanted to provide, and then we were actually more than happy to sort of do small directional changes along the way, and as Ray said, largely for feedback reasons. I mean, it's actually great to get feedback to improve what you've made. And, I think we never really had to compromise on anything. I think that was the thing that's been really exciting with Mass Effect, and again, with 3 coming down the pipe here, it's the same. I mean, we're really proud of what's being built, and I think the team's doing a great job.
We don't set out to make a trilogy all the time, or we have a plan to make sequels generally on the games if the fans enjoy the content. We're trying to extend the franchise. Mass Effect was always intended to be that the initial 3 games were intended to be a story arc, and we wanted to kind of build that. We had that plan right from the beginning. Dragon Age, in contrast, we always had the desire and the goal, and we're doing sequels, obviously. Dragon Age 2 is about to come out. It's awesome. But it's a different kind of sequel. It's kind of taking the story in a different direction, and that's the team's choice, and the fans trying to provide a different experience with each one of our games and try and tell a different kind of story. So the Mass Effect trilogy is one way to do that, and Dragon Age sequels are another way to do that.
I remember there was really it was a significant choice, though. I mean, when we said to make a trilogy, and we had talked a lot about, well, what if the platform generation changes? Like that was one of the things that we had thought about. And I mean, at the end of the day, it probably would be fine, but we'd always hope that we'd be in this. We'd be fine if there was a transitional change, which would have made on a different platform. But it was great that we actually can fit them all in this generation. So I mean, I think the rare piece is actually, I think you alluded to, is having that ability to deliver that whole story experience on. If you want to play on the Xbox the entire time, 360 you can, or the PC, hey, that's always an option. And
now the PS3.
Yeah, now the PS3, obviously. It's just cool that we could do it this generation. So hopefully it's that like stake in the ground of what our contribution this generation of console gaming was.
One of the great things is being able to provide something that surprises and delights the fans who have played our prior games, and yet provides a really accessible, easy entry point for new fans. And I think with Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 upcoming, we're definitely doing that. So while we reward all the decisions that have been made in the past, you don't have to have played the prior games to have a great experience. And we kind of recap the story. We got a really elegant solution in Mass Effect 2 on PS3. This intro comic that kind of allows you to make some of the decisions and carry those forward. And
people really dug that. I mean, they loved that.
Yeah. And so we're learning from that and trying to apply those lessons to the next one as well.
We always try and improve upon each game. We never want to rest on our laurels. And I think Mass Effect 3 in some ways perhaps was, hey, it gets harder when you're at a place where the game is fundamentally pretty solid. I think maybe some of the elements that we've talked about is, hey, look, we're going to re-explore some of the whole research and inventory and all that kind of stuff. We'll see more about that later, but that's probably one of the areas. I mean, and hey, I'll say it for the camera. I love the planet scanning, and so but apparently other people didn't like it as much. Stuff. There's always something to work on.
Whatever we can do to just immerse players in the experience, so they never feel like they're taken away from it. We want to create this really emotionally engaging experience in all of our games, and as we tune the engines and kind of improve things like frame rate, lighting, and surface detail, and the way the characters look, and just kind of improve it all, you can create a more credible, deep, immersive, emotional experience, and that ultimately improves the story, and that's one of our goals.